Hi, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new here. My name is Alexis and I like to talk about books and fashion and all the things that I like, and today I thought I would talk about my current favorite things. I'm seeing a lot of creators talk about like their favorite products of the month, their favorite products of March, their favorite things of February, etc. But this isn't going to be quite as specific, it's just going to be my general current favorites. Because I just think those videos are so fun and so relaxing to watch. I love to see what everybody is loving. So here's what I'm currently loving, and I'm going to start with Le Petit 3 magazine. This is based out of Paris, and I'm completely obsessed. This is a newspaper that is all about nostalgia, spirituality, metaphysical type things, art, literature. I just love this. This is the most beautiful thing. Comes straight from Paris every month. I believe it's $9 a month. This isn't sponsored. I just really love this. And so I started getting this in January, but all of them are just so beautiful. So I love this. I love that it doesn't, center around news. The news is awful right now, so having some news that's delivered that's just all about vibes and things that I enjoy and can kind of take my mind off of all the terrible things that are happening in the world is really nice. Not that we shouldn't care, we absolutely should, and we should be informed of what's going on, but this is just a nice little treat every month, and it's wonderful. So I highly recommend this. Next up, this isn't like a recent favorite. I've had this for a couple years, but it is a complete obsession. This is my Mackenzie Childs tea kettle, and I know a lot of creators have this, especially the black and white one. That's super popular. I've also seen the blue one and the silver one a lot, but I've never seen anyone else with this yellow one, and it has this like amber colored jewel on top and like the gold hardware, and I'm obsessed. I know a lot of people use this as like a decorative item. It's so expensive, so I understand why. This was gifted to me by my boyfriend on Valentine's Day a couple years ago, and I use it all the time. Like you can see, I've just really used it a lot, but it just makes having a cup of tea that much more special. It just kind of makes it a more whimsical experience, and so I absolutely love it, and I do use mine and I don't regret using it at all. Every time I pour a cup of tea, it just makes me so happy, and I don't know why this color wasn't really popular. I haven't seen it anywhere else, and I don't think they make it anymore. So that makes me like this color even more, and I think it's just like the perfect color for a kitchen. Just this beautiful like butter yellow. I'm so obsessed with this. And speaking of tea, I'm obsessed with roasted dandelion root from Traditional Medicinals. I have been obsessed with this for a few years, and I'll go through phases where I've drank it so much that I'm sick of it, and then I'll start drinking it again and it completely consumes me. But what I really love about this is all the health benefits. It's just a really healthy tea, and I have endometriosis, so I'm always looking for teas that are recommended. So this and raspberry leaf are always very commonly recommended for the pain and the inflammation and all the different things that come with that. But it also tastes kind of like coffee, which is a benefit for me because I am a coffee fanatic. I'm a freak for coffee. I drink it all day long, and so if I can kind of substitute some coffee for some healthy tea, that is a benefit for me. So this tea is so good. I'm also really obsessed with Say Beauty. I've been using this for a few months and I just love it. I love how glowy and dewy it makes your skin look. I've always had really oily skin, and for a long time I felt like I had to use more mattifying products, which never really worked well. It always got patchy and it always looked really clumpy. Even though my skin wasn't dry, it would look dry in patches because it was just clumping up. So I've learned to embrace my oily skin and just use dewy products, and that has worked so much better. This Say Slip Tint, it's like a tinted moisturizer. I use this instead of foundation, and it's just so beautiful. It looks so natural, and I'm obsessed with it. And then this Say Glowy, it's the Super Glowy Super Gel. The Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. I put this on after I moisturize and before I put on the slip tint, and it just adds this extra glowy, radiant kind of highlight to your skin. That's so pretty. And then the blush is also really good, and I just got this color. This is Cutie. This is like the perfect like warm dusty rose, and I'm pretty pale, but I have more warm undertones, so this color is perfect. I can kind of show you how it looks, but this is just like the prettiest warm pink. I need to buy more of this. This is the Tower 28 lip liner in the color, what is the color? I actually don't know what the color is because I've worn it down so much, but I think it's just their natural, more nude kind of pink. And I think this is just the prettiest shade of nude. I'm wearing it right now with a little bit of the NYX Butter Gloss on top in the shade Tiramisu. And I think that's just one of my favorite lip combos right now. But I need to get more of this because I have been wearing it like crazy. I've been really obsessed with Charlotte Tilbury lippies lately, but this one has kind of even surpassed that, so I definitely need to get a new one. I also got this sample of the Superfood Skin Drip by Youth to the People, and it's so good. I put this on in the morning after the hyaluronic acid that I use, and it has niacinamide and some other stuff in it that just gives you this nice healthy glow. And I use niacinamide because my skin gets quite oily, and this has just added like such a pretty touch. Now that I'm almost out of the sample, I'm thinking that I might buy the full product. It's pretty expensive. I think it's like $40 a bottle, so I'm not quite sure yet if I'm gonna get it, but it worked really well. I have very acne prone skin, and it did not cause me to have a breakout or anything like that. And I just love how it makes my skin look. Even when I'm not wearing makeup, it just makes your skin look so like glowy and radiant and kind of dewy, and it just really looks like just natural and really nice. So I will probably be buying this at some point. I'm also really loving Burberry Her Elixir. This perfume smells so good. It smells like berries and flowers, and I almost smell like a little hint of almond or something when I put it on. And it's really strong. I've put it on before and woken up the next day after a shower and I could still smell it in my hair. So it is a really, really strong scent. I believe the Elixir is like their stronger version, and I just think this smells so good for spring and summer. I also got a sample of this perfume. This is the Maison Louis Marie, and it smells like, it's almost gourmand, but it's also very fresh and it's warm. It's like a perfect summery scent. It smells like figs and tonka and something called mouguette. I don't really know what that is, but it also has coconut water, lemon, agave, vetiver, amber, and santal. And I just think this is like the perfect summer scent. It smells really fresh but also really warm and inviting, and I've been wearing it like crazy. And I think I would consider purchasing a full-size bottle of this. I'm not 100% sold on it yet because I don't know how much I'll wear it in comparison to like a floral, but I feel like for summer this is just such a nice, rich, but also soft scent. I don't know, it's just really, it's really nice. It smells really good. I'm also crazy about these oracle cards. I just got them. I showed these in my last video and I did a pull of one of these cards, and they're just so beautiful. I have been using these every day and I just am blown away by how gorgeous the artwork is. I hope you can see this. But it's just absolutely stunning. Each card features an animal and some kind of botanical or flower. And it goes into great depth on the meaning and the spiritual meaning, and I just think this is so gorgeous. The designer who did this also did the Floriography book, which is about the Victorian meaning of flowers, and I've wanted to get my hands on that for a while, so that might be maybe my next purchase, but I just think her work is so beautiful. And I also got, by the same artist, The Wheel of the Year. This is just absolutely gorgeous. It's about the 12 pagan holidays, and it shows in such great detail all the different meanings of the holidays and the changing of the seasons, and it has lots of different activities and different altars you can make and things like that. And I wouldn't say I'm like a full-blown pagan, but I do love how pagan holidays are all about, you know, rituals that involve nature and self-love and self-care, and I just think it's really beautiful. And I try to honor all these different times of the year. I love how they go by the Wheel of the Year, which has these 12 different holidays that are all about nature and the changing of the seasons. So I have a big interest in that, and I'm always forgetting when they are, and I feel like I'm having to get on my phone and Google them and Google what to do and what each one means. So I love that I found this book that is just so stunning and gives me all that information. I'm trying to find some of the like really pretty things that are in here, because there's just some stunning artwork. Like, it goes into midsummer, and it goes into, here's one for like a recipe for dandelion tea for Beltane, which I believe is the next holiday in the Wheel of the Year. So this was just such a no-brainer buy for me. I feel like I'll be referencing this a lot, and I just love the idea of honoring nature and just finding the beauty in these soft moments. I don't think it has to be a religious experience necessarily. I don't identify with any religion, but I love the idea of honoring the planet that we live on, and honoring, you know, ourselves, and finding self-care in those tender moments. I just love that. I also have this reading journal. I got this for Christmas and I love it. I wanted to kind of, you know, focus a little bit more on the books that I'm reading instead of just trying to consume. I wanted to take it a little bit slower and really focus on what I'm reading and what it means to me. And I'll be honest, I haven't been so great about keeping up with this. I have my normal day-to-day journal that I'm pretty good about keeping up with, but this one's been a little bit harder for me. But it is a goal of mine, and I just think it's so fun. There's like places to put reviews, and then there's also places to put like the books that you didn't finish. There's a place to give like 5-star rating or whatever your rating is for each book. And I just love that. And then there's also like reading challenges that you can do and set goals for yourself. So I just love this, and I'm trying to be better about it. The other day I wasn't feeling very good, and I just kind of got into bed and I picked this up, and it just was so, I don't want to say mind-numbing, but it just took my mind off of the migraine that I had and the allergies that were bothering me and work that was bothering me, and I just really love this. So I want to keep up with it, and I want to be more mindful of what I'm reading, what I'm consuming, and just, you know, kind of focus a little bit more deeply on the literature that I'm reading. So I love this, and I want to keep up with it. And I also am obsessed with these pens. These I've been using for a while. They're my absolute favorite. I used to work at a law firm, and we use these pens, and I grew so accustomed to them that I've never used another pen since. They just have a really fine point. So if you're a journaler, I like to write in cursive when I'm journaling. Just kind of picked that up. I decided one day, hey, I could just write in cursive if I want to. I can have pretty handwriting and romanticize that part of my life. Why not? So I just love how fine pointed these are. These are not a ballpoint pen. They're a rolling ball, which is a little different, and I highly recommend a rolling ball pen if you like to write in cursive. It just goes so smooth and makes all the difference. But yeah, this is the Pilot V5 Premium Rolling Ball. I don't know if they get any smaller than the V5. There's also a V7 if you like a little bit thicker of a pen, but I just want the thinnest possible pen that I can find, and these are absolutely amazing. I also thought I would talk about my favorite books that I've read so far this year. So I guess my current favorites. And of course, I've got to start with I Who Have Never Known Men. Like so many people right now, I rushed out to grab this book when I heard about it. I know it's from the 90s and it's kind of having a resurgence. So this is about 39 women who are trapped in an underground bunker. They don't know why. They don't really remember how they got there. Most of them have memories of their life before being in the bunker, even though they're starting to fade with time. But one girl, she was a child when she entered the bunker, and so she has no memories of her life prior to it. And one day, by a miracle, they managed to escape. And it's just such an atmospheric, interesting read. It's dystopian, it's unsettling, it's dark, it's also optimistic in a way. It's very strangely optimistic, and it's not really about the why, but more so about finding humanity through loneliness. It's about isolation, and I just found it such a powerful read. This was one that when I finished it, I kind of just had to sit with my thoughts for a little bit, and I just have not stopped thinking about it since I read it. This has easily become one of my favorite books of all time. I just felt such a strong, deep connection with this book, so definitely understand the hype around it. Also, I read Just Kids by Patti Smith. I'm already completely obsessed with M Train. That might be my favorite by her, and one of my favorite books of all time. That one is set when she's a little bit older, but this one is about her and her best friend slash lover slash muse slash artistic partner in life in the 70s when they're really young. And she had just moved to New York City. She didn't have a dollar to her name. She was kind of homeless for a while, and she met this guy who was also really into art, and they started creating together, and they fell in love. They had this deep connection that's maybe even deeper than, romantic relationship. It seemed to span beyond that, and they just had this gorgeous, deep, emotional connection. And it is a sad read. I definitely was sobbing by the end of this book. It was so beautifully written, and Patti Smith just has this captivating writing style that really just hooks me. I cannot get enough of the way that she can write about the most mundane things and make them sound interesting. It also has really inspired me to keep up with my journal, because she's able to write these by going through her old journals. She's been a lifelong journaler, and so that's what really helps her to write these memoirs. And she'll have like the most complete details of a day. Like, she'll remember what they had for lunch in like March 2nd, 1977, and it's incredible that she can remember all of these little details by keeping a journal. So I just find her work really powerful, and it really inspires me to be a better writer. I admire her writing style so much, and this book was amazing. I still think M Train is my favorite, just because that was my first Patti Smith book and it just resonated with me so much, but this was incredible as well, and definitely a tearjerker, and I want to read everything by her. I also read Ripe by Sarah Rose Etter, and I've seen people either really love this book or they really hate it. I am seeing a little bit of backlash of people saying it wasn't really innovative or groundbreaking, and that's totally fine, and I get that. This is about a woman working in tech who is at the end of her rope. She acknowledges that working in tech can kind of feel like a cult. When you're putting your job above all else, you definitely feel like just another cog in the machine, and you just say yes to everything at the expense of your mental health. I also work a tech job, and so this resonated with me so deeply, especially what it means to be a woman working in that kind of field and how people treat you. I definitely felt like this book found me at the right time, and it just really was gripping to me personally, just because I really resonated with the main character. So I definitely would recommend this, but I've seen such 50-50 reviews on it that I thought that was kind of interesting. A lot of the books that I love, I've noticed, either have like people really love it or they really hate it, but I never see any like in between kind of reviews on it. But I personally really loved this, so I definitely would recommend it. I'm currently reading Boy Parts, and I'm a little bit more than halfway through, and I would say this is definitely setting up to be one of my favorites as well. This is about a photographer in England, and she takes erotic photos of men. It kind of dives into the topic of rape culture and consent, and it's a very interesting take. The main character is very unreliable and very unlikable as well. She is brutally honest, but I like the honesty of this book, and I like I don't know, I'm finding it really good. It's quite humorous at times, and yes, the main character is very unlikable, but the story as a whole has been very likable to me. I can definitely see myself liking this, and I definitely will pick up her other book, Penance, and I believe she has one more book, but I can't think of the name of it right now. But I'm enjoying her writing style so much, I definitely think I will pick those up, and I could see her being one of my new favorites. So that's all I have as far as favorite things go right now. I'm reading quite a few interesting books this year, so I'm thinking my favorite list will grow, and I'll hopefully have a lot of new favorite books this year. Yeah, I just thought it would be fun to get on here and show my favorite things. I'm loving that trend. I'm loving watching all those videos, so I just thought this would be a really fun video to make. And I think I'll end it with an oracle card reading again, because I had so much fun doing that last time. So let's see what the cards have to say and what message I will leave you with. The sheep and the blackberry, which means devotion. And again, I had to pull out the little booklet because I just got these and I don't know exactly what everything means yet, so bear with me. All right, the sheep and the blackberry calls for us to focus on our commitments, whether they're to a partner, a job, a creative practice, or a spiritual tradition. Sheep are innocent and vulnerable and must be watched over and guided. Blackberries are symbols of protection with their large, brambling thorns. Their abundant fruit also symbolizes prosperity. Combining the energies of the two gives us direction. Gives us a direction. Honor our promises, allowing them to fruit and flourish. And when you receive the card upright, it means, in what people or practices do you find wisdom and stability? Remember to care well for those sources of guidance and protection. So take care of yourself, take care of your people, trust your intuition, and love deeply, I guess, is the message for the week. So have a good week, and I'll see you next time.